Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear students. How are you? MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I hope that you are desperately waiting for the next ayat. And whatever you've learned in Surah Al-Waqiah, you're trying to apply those things in your life. You should know how to make your worldly life and the life of the hereafter easy and enjoyable. And that can only happen when you apply the rules and the guidelines that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in the Quran. It's the easiest way to do it. Inshallah, bidnillah. Okay, let's say the dua, which is going to make it easy for me to tell you things, and it is going to make it easy so that you would be able to understand. And what is that dua? رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما آمين. Okay, now we are going to move on. Today we are going to do from ayah number 77 of Surah Al-Waqiah till ayah number 79. Let's have a look at the word-to-word translation. Innahu, indeed it, la Qur'anun, is surely a Qur'an, Karimun, one honorable. Fi kitabin, in a book, maknoon, one that is hidden. La yamassuhu, not touches it, illa, except al-mutahharun, those who are completely purified. Now have a look at the running translation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is indeed an honorable Quran, inscribed in a well-guarded book, which none can touch except the purified angels. Now, my dear children, first of all, I would like you to know that what is the meaning of this word Quran? The meaning of Quran is something which is being read again and again and again. We see that all our lives we have gone through so many books, but we can only read them once or twice. And then we say we have read them. We don't want to read them again. But Quran is the only book which miraculously we read all our lives again and again and again. And we don't get tired of reading that. And this is the only book which has been memorized from the beginning till the end by millions of people. And by those people who are non-Arabs. Arabic is not their language. Now this is a big, huge miracle. And young children at the age of 6 or less than that have memorized the Quran. This is a noble book. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave its introduction like this. In Surah Al-Shu'ara, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإنه لتنزيل رب العالمين. This is certainly a revelation from the Lord of the worlds, نزل به الروح الأمين, which the trustworthy spirit Jibreel alayhi salam brought down, على قلبك لتكون من المنذرين, into your heart, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that you may be one of the warners, بلسان عربي مبين, in a clear Arabic language. وَإِنَّهُ لَفِي زُبُرِ الْأَوَّلِينَ, and indeed it has been mentioned in the books that came earlier. Beautiful introduction. And there is one more thing which is really interesting, and that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in Surah Al-Qamar, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ, and we have certainly made the Quran easy to remember. So is there anyone who will be mindful? That means that if a child is going to read Quran, he's going to understand. If a grown up person is going to read, he will understand. If an old person is going to read, he will understand. If a less intelligent person will read, he would understand. And if a very, very intelligent person is going to read, he would understand. It's amazing. Okay, take an example. If there is a book that is from 10th grade and you teach the same book to the first grade or the second grade child, he would say, I don't understand that. But Quran is such a book that every person that you would try to explain will easily understand it. It is a beautiful fact. Now we will see what is written in Quran. People think that Quran is about some difficult and philosophical topics, which is totally wrong. Quran is about our day-to-day life, about our life in this world and about our life in the hereafter. My dear children, Quran is like light. I'll give you an example. If you have to enter a house which is totally dark, you feel scared. And as soon as you turn the light on, what happens? You're happy and you're relaxed because now you can see what is beneficial and what is harmful. It's like that in this world there is darkness, but as soon as your heart is full of the light of Quran, then you are able to see what is beneficial and what is harmful. Now we'll talk about what is there in Quran. First of all, commands, do's and don'ts. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us so much that He wants to protect us. That is why He has asked us to do certain things and asked us to stay away from some. Then there are arguments about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us about His blessings in the Quran. And He reminds us of all the nations, those nations who disobeyed, what happened with them, and those nations who obeyed, what happened with them. And Quran also talks about what happens after death and how is the day of judgment going to look like. My dear children, there are so many benefits of Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, help, barakah and satisfaction comes to us through Quran. And if we read one letter from Quran, it gives us 10 good deeds. And on the day of judgment, Quran is going to intercede for us. So Quran is our best friend in this world. It guides us how to live our life. And on the day of judgment, it is going to help us too. So we should make this dua. Allahumma ja'alil Qur'ana rabi'a qalbi wa nura sadri wa jala'a huzni wa dhahaba hammi wa ghammi. Ameen. Barakallahu feekum. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.